Hello, hello. So, this one's going to be on the heart, the space in around the heart. This is kind of around the middle of the chest, meaning if you drew a line in between your nipples, in the middle area, if you sink that into the skin, into the ribs, you will find basically the heart. They say it kind of sits to the left, but from what I've seen, it's a little bit there, but mostly kind of in the middle. Anyway, if you look up the heart chakra, which is a nice little pictorial diagram, you'll get a green, green kind of light thing in the chest, like a sphere or a circle or whatever of light. You have a space here, a spiritual space, basically just meaning the space of the area instead of the physical organ, which is the heart. That more or less dictates this, so you can feel the energy or power of it. For example, your physical heart will always stay there. Maybe it will shrink a little, maybe it will grow a little, maybe it will go a little faster, a little slower, but the energetic space, the energetic thing over there, the chakra, will function a little bit differently over time. Sometimes it will be very dull, kind of like a light. Sometimes it is very bright. And this is what you feel during, usually around times with other people, friendship and family relations, etc. That's what it relates to. I can remember times where maybe you felt that intense gripping at the chest, or an intense, basically intense bursts and grips and all that. That's a very high, very powerful feeling of this heart center. And it can happen through, just say if you're meeting a friend or a person you love very dearly, you're having a very intimate moment, or you're having a very entertaining or funny moment or something, you'll feel this intensity, this radiance at the heart center. Similarly, if a person is going through intense moments of grief, or I remember one time I was invited to watch a horse race of a person I knew. They kind of had some shares in this horse, and they lost. And I didn't have any emotional attachment with ever because I didn't bet on him. But I could feel, because of empathy, the other person. I could feel my heart. It's just this intense, it's like a pressure vortex of just compressing and squeezing in, and it was awful. I mean, grow up, you what, did you lose $1,000 and grow some balls? That's just what I was thinking. But due to my empathy, all I could do was almost like, I didn't buckle at the knees or anything, but it was that intense. So it's just something to show that this is what we feel other people's hearts through. So, if you are a great friend with someone, you will feel that pulsating. It's like a light flashing off, but it kind of feels denser than a light, for example. If you're very empathic, usually, see, all the chakras can, all the centers and spaces in your body can be empathic. You could be empathic with. Empathic more or less is you're picking up it's like if your body is a radio, you're picking up the same frequency that another person's giving off. So by doing something, you give off the frequency of doing that, makes the data, so to speak, and you pick that up. For example, if you start to telepathically pick up people's thoughts and such, you might, in your head or in your throat, if it's more lingual, you'll just this sentence will come to you, and you'll keep repeating or repeating sometimes if someone really wants to say something, and eventually then you'll say something and they'll be like, oh, I really wanted to say that, is because they wanted to say it, and maybe they just weren't courageous enough or whatever. That's kind of how this empathy works, and heart empathy is very much the same way, where you're picking up the connection, community, the love. So getting more into maybe community, family, friends, partnership, all that. This gets stimulated by being around other people, being around friends, just socializing in general. Humans love this kind of stuff. It's definitely one of the major centers that humans love to stimulate. If you don't hang around people, or you're a bit more of a loner, you can stimulate it by listening to other people. For example, listening to me right now, I would be stimulating to some extent your heart, your throat, your mind, maybe other parts, depending how deep and kinky we want to get with it. I could put some lower or deeper emphasis in my words, and kind of get you into a low frequency. It's like like a musical instrument or a string or something. I'm getting you to vibrate sympathetically. Anyway, enough about that. I couldn't think of a lewd enough joke, I'm afraid, so maybe next time I'll get you to vibrate sympathetically in those lower areas. Anyway, so yeah, you can listen to podcasts. That's why they're very popular. People want to always be connected to others, be talking, whatever. Maybe you talk in your mind when you listen to other people. You maybe answer questions or whatever, or you pretend you're talking to them. I do, at least. You can even talk to yourself. People think that's crazy or whatever, but it's actually very therapeutic. Maybe you're showering or you're washing the dishes. Usually it seems to be when there's water, or when there's like a constant stream of something, like you're vacuuming, and you're just kind of talking to yourself. Maybe you're walking along. Either way, people do it in their mind all day. So it's just, if you want to talk to it normally. But anyway, if you don't stimulate this area, it will be a bit void. It will be colder, and you will feel less radiance and energy, because this actually gives you a lot of energy throughout the body. A more spiritual, subtle form of energy, while the lower centers, your gut, your sacral, kind of genital, and your butt region, that's much more physical, much more tangible, like blood and bone, flesh. This is a bit more of a heat, a little bit like the sun to an extent. You can go out in the sun and stimulate it that way. And so if you aren't getting it stimulated by social conversation, all that stuff, because you don't have to talk to people or do this stuff to do that, you can simply just focus on the area in a kind of Neigong energy cultivation sense, where you just focus in the heart area and stimulate it and radiate that energy out to your body. This will make you more of people will kind of take you as more open and more social, and they'll want to talk to you more. Funny enough, I remember experimenting for alchemical reasons, just testing out different plants, like taking a bite out of their leaves and such, seeing what it does. And every so often you come across a plant which stimulates the heart, and then people come up to you and talk to you, and it's not so good if you don't like people talking to you, but it's interesting. It's like, oh, okay, I go for 100 walks and no one talks to me. I eat a bite of this leaf, and then it seems the whole village wants to talk, the whole town or whatever. So that's fascinating. Certain herbs, I guess, will stimulate that, or minerals and other things. So that's one thing to take account. Now, trauma is a very big thing. If you have a relationship-based trauma, which a lot of us have social relationship traumas and various other kinds of traumas. These are kept in this spiritual space, the organs and surrounding areas are, of course, affected by I don't know what you call them, metabolic toxins or physical manifestation of bad vibes. I don't know, arterial blockages, whatever bad juju gets in the physical body, and the spiritual centers, they start to dull or they over excess. Usually, like you can shut someone down or you can overdo it. Like a trauma response. I won't go too much into that, but yeah. So focusing here can flush it out and work through this. Of course, doing actual social things, doing actual family things or whatever, can help that. Of course, if you were traumatized by your family or friends or relationships, like it's a little bit hard to say, well, go to your friends and family. No, of course you don't want to do that. But if you say, you get rid of them and you go to a new family-like event, like I don't know, you get in touch with some people who are doing barbecues or some kind of nice homely family nice group thing or whatever, or like a new friend group or whatever, a new relationship. Of course you don't want to enter these with complete trauma. It's what do you say, it is a sin to enter a relationship holding on to the last one or the traumas of the last one. You want to give that a, I don't know, could be up to years, to be honest. Sometimes it's up to years, at least a year or at least maybe two. Sometimes you need that much. But yeah, you do, by focusing here you can flush that out and you can start to clean out these traumas. I know I've gone through a fair share of shitty friendships and met annoying people. I've also met lovely people, of course, but the bad and annoying people, they have left quite a mark that has taken a long time to get through. And I do find if people try to psychically communicate with you, like people from the past that you don't want to connect with, if you focus on this heart area, it will help you get rid of that. I don't know about your beliefs and understandings, but I do believe that people can psychically communicate and can call us, especially through dreams. Even just today I had one. It's quite irritating, actually. It's like people calling you on the phone when you don't want to talk to them or something. But anyway, yeah, if you do get a lot of psychic messages from people, family, friends, old family, or past relationships or whatever that you're done with, you've probably told them you're done with it or whatever, or however you broke the news or you ended things, and you keep getting psychic messages, you need to focus in the center and clear it out. Keeping a stability there, of course, never over pressurize the center, just kind of keep a nice tense, relaxed, I feel, which is basically keeping relaxed focus in this area. It will help to clear out these traumas. Of course, to an extent, you do have to meditate over this. You do have to meditate over the bad experiences, bad relationships, the people. My rule of thumb is that you don't have to forgive anything. You don't have to forgive bad behavior. You can hate a person, that's fine. Just know when you need to release the emotions and stop thinking about them. I find if you don't think about them and you don't have that charge in you, that's good. If they have it and they keep trying to communicate to you physically or psychically or whatever, that's a bad thing, that's on them. But you have to clear that out through your heart and keep a vigilance and strength and all that. But people in the old new age would say, oh, you just have to forgive everyone, and you just have to, even if they've done bad things to you, you just have to do the shadow work that way. I don't believe that personally. If someone's wronged you, then they've wronged you, and You don't have to forgive them at all. But if there is that emotional charge of trauma that's stopping you from doing something, you have to get rid of that. You can hate a person and never think about them or never let them interrupt your day. Those things can be held in balance, so to speak, and that's perfectly fine. Like, it's perfectly fine to have people that you don't like in this world. It's actually, I personally believe it's more mentally or more a bit weird to forgive and love everyone and do all that stuff. That strikes me as kind of traumatic. But anyway, I'll kind of get off that. So again, this is a center of love and connection, all that. But you don't have to love everything. That's another point. Is that once you have this center in your power, in you, you're able to control it and to express it properly and not a traumatic way. You don't have to love everyone. You don't have to be connected to everyone because you're satisfied within your own heart. You're satisfied relationship-wise with yourself, because it's like a hormone, I guess you would say, in a scientific way. It's a chemical or an energy, which if you need that relationship, like almost like a drug, you're withdrawing from it, or you feel so lonely or something, it's because this fire within your heart is not there, which you can get simply just by focusing there and stimulating this center. It really is that easy, and then you won't feel the need for excessive communication and family or friends or partnership or whatever. And then you can have those things in a non-traumatic way. You can have good friends which you actually love and you actually have good relationships with. You can have you can have a good partner who you can see more objectively, and you don't need them all the time to give you. You don't have to be codependent with them. You don't have to be bound, bound at the heart and bound at the hip, so to speak, because you are full and complete and self-reliant, self-sustainable, which is a good feeling. So yeah, try that out. All you really have to do is just focus at this heart center. It's a chakra meditation, very, very simple. It's just located in your chest, in between the nipples, inside. It's about the size of a fist, a little give or take, the spiritual center. Just focus lightly there, and yeah, that's all. Goodbye.